All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It is late Sunday night, and the Detroit Lions signed one of the best players in free agency by far. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is I should say, the best available free agent, let alone on the defensive side. Last season with Philadelphia, he had 6 interceptions. Brad Holmes has done a phenomenal job. I actually just posted a Lions video like 3 or 4 hours ago. I was on my phone. I saw a YouTube video from my boy Swaggy saying, something about Chauncey going to the Lions. I had to do a double take. I'm like, what? The Lions just signed Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? One of the best in the biz as far as young, rising talent. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is that dude. He has that it factor. He has that swagger that fits perfectly with this newfound culture, this chip on your shoulder Detroit Lion team to a 1-year, $8 million contract. I mean, I was talking about earlier tonight how Detroit's had at least an A- offseason. This is easily an A. Keep in mind, this team has the 6th pick and the 18th pick in this upcoming draft just 5 weeks away. They're about to have another A-plus offseason. Shout out Brad Holmes. Shout out the Detroit Lions organization, because you need to respect this team. In fact, I'll go even further. You need to fear this team. Before we get any further into the video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Lions fans, if we get this video to 500 likes, that would be absolutely awesome. Oh, man, the Lions offseason thus far, it's been crazy. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, David Montgomery, Cameron Sutton, Emmanuel Mosley, Graham Glasgow, own picks 6, 18, 48, and 55 in the first 2 rounds of the drafts. I can't believe my eyes. I genuinely can't believe my eyes. I saw this happen like 5 minutes ago, and we're like 3 minutes into this video. Last season, in 12 games with Philadelphia at the safety position, 6 interceptions. NFL high. 4 years in the league. If you guys remember him, he's the guy who always makes Tom Brady's life a living nightmare. Always made Tom Brady's life a living nightmare. And it reminds me of Kirby Joseph, who he's going to be paired up with at that safety position. Guys, keep in mind, Detroit, as far as passing defense goes last year, was the bottom of the barrel. That has completely changed. You now have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. You have a second-year young rising stud in Kirby Joseph, who kind of owns Aaron Rodgers right now, and Aaron Rodgers left the NFC North. You have Jeff Okudah. You have Emmanuel Mosley. You have Cameron Sutton. It's not like they're signing these like 33, 32-year-old stud secondary players. No. They're signing young, rising studs. This team is going to be one of the best defenses, one of the best secondaries in the National Football League last season. The Detroit Lions started their season off not great. You could tell it was close. There were games like Philly or Minnesota that you could just tell they were close. They started winning, right? Started with that first game against the Green Bay Packers, which that win in and of itself at home was a signal for the times changing. And then we saw them on a bigger scale on Thanksgiving night. And that was a tough loss for Lions fans because it was against the Buffalo Bills, who at the time were an undisputed top 3 team in the NFL. And it was a narrow loss, and it was a game that they could have won. We're not here to play coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But my point is, that was when people started to realize things were changing. And Lion fans realized things were starting to change this time last year, at least. But like I said, the pieces were there. They just hadn't figured out to win games, and that's exactly what they did at the end of the season, including the finale against the Green Bay Packers. So times are changing. And Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 1-year, $8 million contract. I mean, it really is a difference maker. It's a difference maker. He was the highest coveted defensive, and I will just say free agent that had not been signed. Kind of went under the I don't think under the wire is a saying, but people weren't really realizing Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was still a free agent. I think some people were thinking maybe he was going to go back to Philly, didn't really know what the deal was going to be. I don't think too many people saw the Detroit Lions scooping this guy up. So shout out to Brad Holmes, shout out to this Lions organization, and shout out to the fans for sticking with it, because I know it hasn't been the best last couple of seasons, and I know every Lion fan out there thoroughly enjoyed last year, as they should. And just buckle up, because it's going to be one fun ride for the Detroit Lions and this organization, the fan base, the players, the whole kit and caboodle. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I post daily NFL content, post a couple of Lions videos every time, or every week, I should say, a few times every week. And yeah, I can't even really talk right now. A+ signing, Brad Holmes, you genius, you finesse, you're just, I'm bamboozled. All right. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, but most importantly, let me know your thoughts on this down below. Let's hear your Lions.